Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 38 of Listen in 3D. I'm your boy, Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool.
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrous Net.
Together, we're both Team 3D, the host of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. Like what you're seeing, give us a like, comment, subscribe, share this thing around. We appreciate all the feedback. Want to help us one step further? Click on the notification bell. That way you know when all our videos go live. Just want to just take a moment real quick just to say thank you to all you listeners and viewers out there. Some of our last episodes that we've put out have been doing pretty well, so hopefully we keep up the momentum. Only way to keep doing that, just share the show around, put it on social media, put it anywhere, everywhere, all that good stuff. All right, with that out of the way, so we've only done one EP so far, which was Ice Cube's what was
Kill
it?
It Will.
Yeah, Kill It Will, episode number 13. Thank you for that. So we are gonna do EPs from time to time, and I think I selected a pretty good one today. What did you think when you listened to it?
It wasn't my favorite thing I've heard from Lil Wayne, but it reminded me of back when he was to me it was the height of his success when I was in high school from like 2004 to 2008. It reminded me of that era.
All right, yeah. So yeah, I mean it's probably not his best work, but I mean it's an EP, and that's how we kind of generated it. So without further ado, what EP are we discussing today?
So today we'll be discussing Lil Wayne's The Leak. It was released December 25th, 2007. It was his first extended play record. It had singles including Gossip and I'm Me. There was a music video for Gossip, and there were no guest appearances.
Yeah, so this was only a 5-track EP, so not very long. I think it was probably less than like 25 minutes or so, not too long at all. But yeah, so Lil Wayne for the most part, as we know, came up through the Cash Money Millionaires record label, doing collaborations with other acts on there, such as Juvenile and what was the name of the other group? The Big Time Stunners. I think that was the name of their group, right?
Hot Boys.
Yeah, Hot Boys. I think was another. Or no. I think Hot Boys was on No Limit actually. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. One thing with Cash Money and No Limit is they're they definitely had the same like type of like album covers, so it was always like kind of hard to like differentiate who was who and all that sort of thing. When I first saw like their album covers, I always thought it was like they're like in collaboration with one another, but then I found out that wasn't the case. So let me find out. Oh, the Big Timers. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, the Big Timers. So yeah, Juvenile, Big Timers. Just the name of a few of the acts that he's collaborated with over the years, and he's been on songs with them such as Number One Stunna. What was the other one? Project Chick. I guess the edited version. So if you remember those songs, and for the most part, he came up, and I think he's pretty much like arguably probably the best act that they've had on that label, and unless maybe Drake. I don't know. I mean, would you compare him to Drake? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, he's kind of like more like Drake's dad or something. Like the guy Drake is kind of modeling himself after. I don't know if they're comparable, but I mean, they're definitely in the same crew, I guess.
Yeah, definitely the same crew. But for the most part, I mean, me with Lil Wayne, I've heard songs from him here and there. I don't think I've ever heard like a full on project from him, and at least in terms of LPs. I mean, this a little history with this album. This particular album, I guess he was working on sessions for his Carter 3, arguably his best album. I think most fans would agree with me on that. And I guess these 5 songs leaked. One thing led to another, so they just changed the mastering on them, and he just pretty much just put it out there, I guess. And then December of 2007, he gave all his fans a Christmas gift, before this big album came out. One thing about this album, though, I'm probably giving it away. Yeah, you know what? I'll save it for later. And then, so pretty much there were 5 leaked songs, and just they were gonna be on the next album, but apparently they decided. I guess after the album came out, uh, they put it on a deluxe edition. Uh, so the Carter 3 will also have these 5 songs if you do the deluxe edition, but at least on streaming services, at least Spotify anyway, it's separate albums. So it came out as an EP, so that's why. So we're doing that. And then in terms,
Yeah, it must have been back in those LimeWire days
yeah,
when it leaked.
yeah, LimeWire, because yeah, you name it, and hence that's probably why he called it the leak. 'Cause pretty creative, I guess. And then
Mhm.
otherwise, Little Wayne, he's just he's just everywhere. I mean, doing stuff on Fox Sports with his boy Skip Bayless. If you're a sports fan, you know what I'm talking about. And he's in the skating. He's in all sorts of different types of things. And he was even at WrestleMania. He sang a song for, I forget who the wrestler was. I think a lot of people didn't think the song was that good. I don't think, but he is still making music today. And but I will say that 2007, 2008, he was definitely in his prime. I would say today he's definitely not in his prime anymore. I think we both can agree on that.
Yeah, he's like one of the most prolific rappers. I think he started out so young, and he really lasted
Yeah,
like the '90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and I guess in the 2020s he's just really started to slow down on stuff. But I mean, he's
yeah,
still releasing stuff. I know he's supposed to be releasing the Carter 6 and like this year,
yeah.
so he's really stood the test of time.
Yeah, the 90s, 2000s, 2010. Yeah, he's rapped in 5 different decades. So, I mean, and he started at a very young age. So, you can't. I mean, one thing I will say about him, he is definitely a lyrical genius. I mean, some of his rhymes were just like no other. All right.
Yeah, he's very clever.
All right. So, album artwork. Not really much is going on here. He's not in the photo. It just says the Little Wayne slash the leak. Little Wayne approved. Um, what did you make of this?
Yeah, I like the way like it's like looks kind of gritty and like thrown together with the tape on it. I like how it looks gritty because it was kind of like, kind of he had to make lemons out of lemonade when it leaked, and I like the way they just kind of illustrated that on the artwork.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was kind of a last minute thing, just making lemons out of lemonade. I mean, I didn't think of it that way, but I mean, it is a leak, and I don't know. I would have suspected something like maybe like a box or something, or I don't know, something like with like a CD in there, since it was so close to Christmas time during that time. Well, it actually came out on Christmas Day, but yeah, I would have
Yeah.
suspected something a little more like like presence, I guess. I don't know. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's always
I,
intriguing.
I,
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I especially like the stamp. He's just
Oh,
trying
the
to
stamp.
say that other stuff, the leak that you guys have already heard. That's not it. But please listen to this one. I approve this one. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, definitely pretty funny on that. But yeah, he made it happen. Oh yeah, one other fact about this is it was only released digitally. I don't think there are any physical copies made for it. So
Oh,
yeah, so I don't think it. So that's why there's like no numbers for like it going gold or anything like that. At least none that I can find. So anyway, let's move on. Uh, the beats production. What were your thoughts on it? I thought it was pretty well produced for the most part for only having 5 tracks.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty well produced. I liked the Kush beat. I like Gossip beat, but I ultimately came down on I'm Me. I think that
Yeah.
was the best beat.
Yeah, I think I mean was probably my favorite beat too. My runner up would be Love Me or Hate Me. I thought that was
Oh,
pretty
okay.
I thought that was pretty well done, very cleverly done. So anyway, let's get into the singles. Speaking of On Me, let's start with On Me. Uh, this was a really good song. Um I thought it was pretty cool, in terms of the beat and everything. And I lost my lyrics page, so let me just give me a minute. All right, here we go. Yeah, I like how he's like unfucking believable. Lil Wayne's the president. Fuck him, fuck him. Even if they sell up, man, he just like he just can go. He's just a really good flower in terms of like his delivery and everything. So I mean that's one of the things I got from that verse, and you can get the fucking Led Zeppelin niggas as bitches, bitches. I think they full of estrogen. Yeah, yeah. He just yeah. Talk about just doing that. Yeah, and then the hook, bitch on me, on me, on me, baby on me. So who you? You're not me. You're not me. I'm a motherfucking cash money millionaire. I'm surprised. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that this song did leak because I think that would have made. I mean, I know it was a single, but it probably would have made an even bigger single had it stayed under wraps. I mean, that's just me, but I don't know. We're not in
Yeah,
2007 anymore.
yeah, I think so. I like how the song opens up and it has like a montage of all of his previous big hits. Like it's like ain't nobody fucking with me, man. It's from Fireman, and
Mm,
they say the hottest nigga under the sun, and then they got and you already know that pimping from Go DJ
mm.
and Somebody Gonna Die Tonight. They just have that little montage, and then they go into the song and. He says a lot of stuff on this song. He said, I like when he says,
Yeah.
"Keep your mouth closed and let your eyes listen." I thought that's very poetic. And I like the part too on the chorus when you say, "I know that ain't fair, but I don't care. I'm a
Mm,
motherfucking cash money millionaire."
yeah.
And I like between the chorus and the last verse, there's like this pause. Like you think the
Oh
song is
yeah.
over, and
Yeah.
then he just comes back and starts rapping again.
Well,
I
if it
really
was
like
made if it
that.
was made today, it probably would have been over because I noticed like a lot of rappers these days just go 2 verses and then that's it. So at least in 2007,
That's
they're still
true.
going like 3 verses at least. So I mean,
That's true. There's a lot of 2 minute songs these days.
do you think that's a good thing or like what are your thoughts on that?
I would much prefer, especially when I actually really like the song, I would much prefer for it to be a little more extended. But I guess it does keep you wanting more in a way. But I wish they just kind of finish it off.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think a lot of songs out there can be unfinished, especially like 2 minute song from like this person. It's just like okay, that's it. Like, especially if it's like a good beat, it's just like, come on, give us some more. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of wanting more when I heard this song. When it paused for those couple
Yeah,
seconds, I'm like, oh, it's over. And then when he comes back, it's exciting. It's like, oh, he's coming back and rapping again. So yeah, rappers out there, keep going.
yeah. Well, I mean, the song was almost 5 minutes though, so 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So I think that's long enough. I mean, I think any average
Yeah,
rap song should be anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. I think if you're going over 5.5 minutes, I think that's too long.
yeah.
So But I mean, yeah, he kind of just goes all over the place, calling out Kevin Federline. If you remember him,
Britney Spears.
yeah,
Yeah, married to that crazy bitch. Call me Kevin Federline.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. Ronald Williams, and oh, and then the third
Yeah,
verse, the Mel Gibson flow, Lethal Weapon, book them, Danny. Yeah, Yeah, I'm a fan of the Lethal Weapon movies, so I understood that.
I thought of you when I heard that because I think a couple episodes back you said something about those Lethal Weapon movies.
Yeah.
I forget which album it was, but I also like he has this one bar where he says, "Going at their heads like hair in a comb, sitting by the window, I just stare at the storm. No,
Uh-huh.
I'll make it through like hair in a comb." Like he just does the hair in the comb thing twice. So I thought that was pretty clever. But
Yeah. Yeah, pretty clever song. Let's move on to Gossip. Um, I like how at the beginning they whatever voice it was like Gossip, or I wish I saw it. I guess it's not here, but maybe you can help me out. Like, you know how they're explaining like gossip at the beginning. I don't like gossip, or something along those lines.
yeah, I can't really remember it, but I remember them talking at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's not. I'm surprised it's not on the lyrics page here that I'm looking at. But I mean, it was a pretty good song. I like in the first verse how he's talking about how you don't have to pick me to win the title fight, but I'm gonna wear that championship belt so tight. I thought that was pretty cool. And if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, there is no right, and if I'm wrong, there is no white. uh, and I'm trying to be polite, but you bitches in my hair like the fucking pole lice. Yeah, very clever use of words right there. But otherwise, I mean, definitely it was a pretty solid song for the most part. What were your initial thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I like the very beginning when he says, "Stop hating on a nigga. That is a weak emotion. The lady of a nigga."
Oh,
I thought that
yeah,
was pretty funny,
yeah, yeah.
and
That's what I was looking for.
I like how they're going back and forth. He's going back and forth with the girl. She's
Hmm.
saying the girl is singing like, "What you need to do is," and then he says, "Stop hating on a nigga." And then on another part, he says, "Before you dim the light, you might wanna," and then the girl sings, "Think it over." And then
Yeah.
at the end he says, "In your possession, I must ask." And then the girl sings, "Haven't I been good to you?" I thought it was good the way like he's going back and forth with the girl, and I like how the very first in the beginning he's saying stop hating on the nigga, and then in
Hmm.
the second verse he says stop analyzing, criticizing, and then uh yeah, I was gonna say in the video he does like a cappella at the end, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. That was pretty cool. Speaking of the video, it was an official music video. It was made by Alonzo something. I forgot, but yeah, I guess he's a music video editor or director. So he just took live footage from him singing a song at the San Diego House of Blues. So it was an official video. Um, what do you usually make of live performance videos like that? Is like whatever's, or you think it could be better, or because we've seen a few of these
Uh
now.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer if they just go in and make something very creative
Mm,
because, I mean, if you want to see a performance, you can really just Google and see them perform it. I don't see why make the video that, but I guess it does save a lot of money, especially when dealing with a leak.
supposedly, yeah. I mean, it was all right music video. Not the worst we've seen on this since doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So since this album only had 5 songs, usually we do 3, but let's just narrow down to 2 since it only had 5. Maybe the next EP that has a little more, like 7 or 8, we'll do 3 again. But we'll just do 2 for this one. So, what were your 2 favorites?
I mean, if I have to choose two, I would probably have to go with the two we just talked about.
All right.
I'm Me and Gossip.
Me and Gossip. All right. Any honorable mentions? What would be your third?
Talking about it. I liked
Ta-
talking about it.
Talking about it. That was kind of like my least favorite on the whole thing. I would have to go Me, and then the other one I'd go with is Love Me or Hate Me. I thought that was I thought it was a pretty well clever song. Maybe a little bit of too much like on me, but I thought it was a pretty clever song. So I'll give my take on that one. Let's see. So I love the hook where he's like, "You can love me or hate me. I swear it won't make me or break me. I'm going up wherever the money take me until the funeral will wake me and don't wake me because I'm sleeping and I'm dreaming." Yeah, one thing I will say about Little Wayne, he is a lot like 50 Cent, doing his own hooks. You don't really see a whole lot of that, so and he does hooks for like a lot of other artists too. So um yeah, gotta love him on the hooks. And then in terms of like lyrics in this song, just like how he starts out the third verse, share my blood, feed my family, my flow will have to plead insanity. So sick, I need Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that part too. I also like on there when he says, "I spit movies like a VCR."
Oh yeah,
I
that was
thought
the
that
second
was pretty
verse.
funny. And then he says, "I'm like Niagara, but I got right back up like Viagra." But I like the kind of the theme of the song. If you love me or hate me, I don't care if you love me or hate me, because it's not going to make me or break me either way.
Yeah,
I think, especially being in the music industry, they first they hail you, then they nail you. So you got to have that kind of attitude. You can't be broken or made according to what the people are thinking.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a definitely good, catchy song. So two, yeah, they were on me and love me or hate me were two of my favorites from there. So all right, so album cuts and expansions. I kind of already said this at the beginning of the episode. This is actually on the deluxe version of the Carter 3. So when we do the Carter, I'll probably mention this again, but we probably won't talk about any of the songs on this. Recommendations. So what I did for recommendations, I just came up with some albums that were hot in 2007. So I think these were some pretty good ones. Jay-Z's American Gangster, Kanye West's Graduation, and UGK The Underground King. So those were some pretty hot albums in 2007. There were a lot of other good ones also. And once again, we recommend checking out any artist we talk about, discography. Lil Wayne has a nice rich history of music, so you won't be disappointed. All right. So I know this was an EP. This was a lot shorter than some of our other episodes, but closing thoughts. What tracks you taking back and would you recommend?
I think I'll take "I'm Me" back. I'd heard "I'm Me" before, but I never really listened that closely. So I really like that. I really like the beat. I think he's widely regarded as like one of the greatest.
Mm,
I've really honestly I've heard better than this leak, but of course it's not an album, so I can't really hold it that much against him.
no.
But I think it's a nice moment in time. It's like a good story about how to make the best out of a situation. Yeah. So I think I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I'd recommend it too. I mean, especially if you're just getting into Lil Wayne, I think you could start with something like this, and then it would probably get you into wanting to listen to some of his other stuff. Like me, I kind of want to listen to some of his other stuff, but unfortunately, that it's not going to be the next episode. The next episode, it's a surprise, folks. But I would take three songs back. On Me, Love Me or Hate Me, and Gossip. Kush, I thought was all right. I've heard better weed songs than that. I mean, I'm a Bone fan, so like, and Cypress Hill.
I
I mean,
agree.
yeah, I've heard better weed songs than that. And then talking about it was just okay. I know you liked it, but yeah, like I said, just I'd probably take the like those three songs back in terms of what to listen to from Little Wayne. So before we do close this episode, so this is the second EP we've done. We can kind of comparing the two between Ice Cube's "Kill at Will" and this. What did you like better?
Um, I would have to go with this. I'm just it feels nostalgic,
Mm,
and I'm just more into this kind of sound. Which one
okay.
do you go with?
I would have to say I would probably go with this one. I mean, I think I like Ice Cube overall better than Lil Wayne, but in terms if I'm comparing EPs, I think he had a little bit of filler on that Killer Will EP, but I mean, kind of the same situation. Like, because if you do, I believe it was America's Most Wanted. When they did the reissue of that one, they put the Killer Will EP at the end of that. So at least on the reissues years later. But once again, on streaming services, at least Spotify, it's by itself. So, all right. So, shorter episode than usual, folks. So we're gonna put this one in the books. We'll have another EP for you guys soon. Next episode will be in full on LP. So for Netta, aka Wondrous Net, I'm Justin. To Talk for You Fools, saying thank you for watching, thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one. Later.